All right, so we're diving into some pretty cool stuff today. This new paper in Nature.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's about the oldest known modern bird fossil.
Interesting.
And get this, it was found in Antarctica.
Wow, Antarctica. Really?
Yeah, we're talking late Cretaceous period here, like 69 million years old.
So like around the time T-Rex was around.
Exactly. This bird lived through the extinction event that wiped out the dinosaurs.
That's amazing. I mean, to have survived that.
I know, right? And what we have is pretty incredible, too, a nearly complete skull.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it belonged to a bird called Vavis-a.
Vavis-a.
Yeah, and it's kind of shaking up our understanding of bird evolution.
Really? How so?
Well, Vavis was actually discovered about 20 years ago.
Oh, okay.
But this new skull is kind of a game changer
I see.
because it has features that link it directly to modern birds.
Modern birds, you mean like the ones we see today?
Yeah, specifically waterfowl, like ducks and geese.
Whoa, hold on. You're saying this ancient Antarctic bird is related to like ducks?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And it's not just a vague resemblance either. The skull shows Vavis had strong jaw muscles,
Okay.
and it probably used its feet for underwater propulsion.
So it's like diving for fish.
Exactly. Kind of like a loon or a grebe.
That's pretty different from how most waterfowl hunt today, though, right?
Yeah. Most ducks and geese kind of just dabble near the surface or eat plants and stuff.
Right, right. It makes you wonder if Agavis developed that diving thing because of like where it lived.
Yeah, what was Antarctica like back then anyway? I
Yeah.
always just imagine it as this like frozen wasteland.
Yeah, no, it wasn't always like that. The research actually suggests that 66 million years ago during the late Cretaceous period,
Right.
Antarctica was much more temperate.
Really?
Yeah, imagine like lush vegetation and a milder climate.
Wow, like a prehistoric paradise. So maybe Antarctica was like a refuge for certain species during the extinction event?
It's possible.
That's amazing.
But going back to the skull for a second, how can we be so sure this Vigavis is actually closely related to modern birds? I mean, it was alive during the time of dinosaurs.
Right, well, that's where the nearly complete skull comes in.
Okay.
The shape of the brain case
Uh-huh.
and the beak bones. They're like key indicators,
Okay.
and they align with what we see in modern waterfowl.
Ah,
So it suggests a direct evolutionary link.
like a missing piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
It is. And it gets even more interesting when you compare Vavis to other bird fossils from the same period.
Okay, from the same period.
Yeah, found in places like Madagascar and Argentina.
Okay.
But those other birds, they were, well,
What were they like?
let's just say they were a bit more on the weird side.
Weird. In what way?
Think like teeth-long bony tails.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, totally different from Vavis and any bird we see today.
Wow. So it sounds like Antarctica may have been its own like unique bird haven back then.
Totally. While the rest of the world was dealing with these like bizarre toothed birds, Antarctica was over here evolving the ancestors of ducks.
Yeah. That's what makes this discovery so important.
Right.
It challenges our ideas about what birds were like back then and where they lived.
It's like opening up a whole new line of questioning.
Yeah.
Like, what else is waiting to be discovered down there?
Yeah. What other secrets does Antarctica hold about early bird evolution?
It's amazing.
It really is. It really makes you think, too. Like, if Vigavis was so different from those other birds.
You mean the weird ones with the teeth and tails?
Yeah. Why did it survive when they didn't? Was it just luck or was there something else going on?
That's a good question. Like, was there something about Vavis that made it more resilient?
Well, one theory is that Vigavis's adaptations for underwater hunting gave it an advantage.
Oh, like it could find food that other birds couldn't.
Exactly. Imagine, like, right after the asteroid hit,
Oh, yeah.
massive climate shifts, food webs collapsing, the whole ecosystem just going crazy.
Total chaos.
Yeah, and Vigavis with its ability to dive and hunt in all these different underwater environments, it might have been better equipped to adapt.
Like, it's always good to have a diverse skill set.
Right.
When things get tough, you've got more options.
Exactly. And that brings up a really important point about evolution. Adaptability is key.
Right.
The more specialized a species is, the more vulnerable it becomes when its environment changes.
So Vavis, being a good diver,
Mm-hmm.
made it more adaptable.
Right. And less specialized, so it could handle all the crazy changes.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And remember how we talked about Antarctica being a potential refuge during the extinction event?
Oh, yeah. With the temperate climate and all the plants.
Right. Like a prehistoric safe haven.
Well, that's what makes the Vigavis discovery even more significant.
Oh, really? How so?
Most of the bird fossils we find from that time period are from other parts of the world.
Okay.
And they paint a very different picture of bird evolution.
You mean they show those more unusual birds with the teeth and tails?
Exactly. Those fossils suggest that in many places, birds were evolving in very specialized ways.
Oh, okay.
They were quite different from the birds we see today. But Vavis down in Antarctica seems to have been on a completely different path.
It really does sound like Antarctica was its own little world.
Yeah, evolving at its own pace, with its own distinct set of creatures.
That's amazing. And it makes this discovery so exciting.
Right. It gives us a glimpse into a lost world.
Yeah.
A world where modern bird lineages were already taking shape even before the extinction event.
So while the rest of the world had those weird birds, Antarctica already had these early ducks.
Exactly. It challenges what we thought we knew about the timeline and the geography of bird evolution.
It's credible.
And it brings up all sorts of new questions, like what other creatures lived alongside Vavis?
Yeah.
How did they interact? What was the Antarctic environment really like back then?
It's like we found a hidden chapter in the story of bird evolution.
Yeah, and this is probably just the beginning. It shows how important it is to keep exploring these remote places.
Like Antarctica.
Exactly. There's so much we don't know, so much left to discover.
Antarctica is a huge continent,
Yeah.
and we've only explored a tiny bit of it.
Right. Who knows what other incredible fossils are out there?
It's pretty exciting to think about.
It really is. Each new discovery could rewrite what we know about the history of life on Earth.
And speaking of rewriting history, this Vavis discovery really does challenge our ideas about bird evolution.
It definitely does. It turns out the story of bird evolution is way more complex than we thought.
And it shows how resilient life is.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, even after something as crazy as the asteroid impact,
Right.
life found a way to adapt and thrive.
Exactly. And Vavis is a perfect example of that. It's a survivor, a pioneer, a crucial link in the chain that led to the birds we see today.
It's a reminder that even the things that seem ordinary can hold incredible secrets.
Yeah, who would have thought a bird fossil from Antarctica would change our understanding of bird evolution?
It's pretty amazing.
It is. It reminds us that nature is full of surprises, and that the search for knowledge never really ends.
And sometimes, the most unexpected places hold the most incredible clues to our planet's past.
That's for sure. It makes you wonder what other groundbreaking discoveries are waiting to be made.
Like maybe hidden under the ice in Antarctica.
Right. Or in some other far-off corner of the world.
The possibilities are endless.
They really are. And that's what makes science so captivating.
It really is. There's always something new to learn. Always another mystery to solve.
Exactly. It's that sense of wonder and discovery that keeps us going.
It keeps us exploring and questioning and pushing the boundaries of what we know.
And speaking of pushing boundaries, the team that found this Vavis skull, they really went above and beyond. They were working in some of the toughest conditions on Earth.
Antarctica is no joke.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It takes a special kind of dedication to work there. And the fact that this discovery was a team effort.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, researchers from different institutions and countries all working together.
That's awesome.
It's a testament to what we can accomplish when we collaborate in science.
It really shows what we can do when we work together towards a shared goal.
Like uncovering the secrets of our planet's past.
Exactly. And their hard work really paid off.
It did. The Vavis discovery has opened up a whole new area of research.
It's given us this glimpse into a lost world.
And challenged our assumptions about bird evolution.
It's a reminder that there's still so much we don't know.
About our planet and the incredible diversity of life that's existed here.
And it makes you appreciate how interconnected everything is.
Oh, yeah.
Like how creatures from the past, even something as seemingly ordinary as a duck,
Right.
can help us understand our present and our future.
Well said. It's a story that's still being written.
Yeah.
And we're lucky to be alive to witness these incredible discoveries.
It's really amazing when you think about it, like all the work that goes into these discoveries.
Yeah.
It's not just finding the fossil.
No way.
It's analyzing it and figuring out what it all means.
Right.
Piecing together the story.
It's a huge process.
It is. And with Vavis, I bet scientists are going to be studying that skull for years.
Oh, absolutely.
But
They'll be using all kinds of fancy technology to get as much info as they can.
looking at the structure, comparing it to other bird fossils, both modern and ancient.
Exactly. Trying to figure out exactly where Vavis fits in the whole evolutionary tree.
That's like a giant puzzle.
It is. And I bet they can't wait to get back to Antarctica to look for more fossils.
Right. Imagine what else they could find.
I know. Maybe a whole flock of ancient duck ancestors.
That would be incredible.
Yeah.
But even with just this one skull, Vavis has really changed things.
It has. It shows us that we should never underestimate the power of a single fossil.
Right.
One little piece of bone can totally change how we understand the past.
It's a good reminder that science is always changing too.
Oh, for sure. What we think we know today might be completely different tomorrow.
That's what makes it so exciting. We're always learning and updating our understanding of the world.
Exactly. It's a process that never really stops.
And we can't forget about the scientists who made this discovery.
Of course.
Working in Antarctica is not easy.
No, it's not. It takes a lot of dedication to brave those conditions, all in the name of knowledge.
They're real heroes of science.
They are, and the fact that it was a team effort makes it even more impressive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Researchers from all over the world coming together.
That's what it's all about.
It shows the power of collaboration in science.
Especially when we're trying to understand something as big and complex as the history of life.
Right. It's like a global puzzle with everyone contributing their own piece.
And when those pieces fit together, we get a clearer picture of the whole story.
In this case, the story of how birds evolved and changed over millions of years.
A story that's still being written thanks to discoveries like Vavis.
Exactly. So to wrap things up, what do you think is the biggest takeaway from all this?
I think it's that the natural world is full of surprises,
Definitely.
and that even in the most unexpected places, we can find clues that unlock the secrets of our planet's past.
And those secrets can teach us so much about our present and our future.
It's true. The discovery of Vavis has challenged our assumptions about bird evolution.
And opened up a whole new world of possibilities for future research.
It's a story that's both fascinating and inspiring.
And it's far from over.
Who knows what other incredible discoveries are out there, just waiting to be found.
That's the beauty of it. And for those of you who want to keep exploring the wonders of science,
We highly recommend checking out the MindSpark Science Now YouTube channel.
absolutely, they've got amazing content on all kinds of science topics.
Don't forget to subscribe and like.
So until our next deep dive, keep that curiosity alive and never stop exploring.